Hey friends, Lucian here with the Bullish Bears team. Wanted to make this video on short calls and what they are. And again, if you're new to the world of options, make sure you take our options course on our website over at bullishbears.com, and the website will be below. So I'm going to start off for those that are familiar with options. I'm going to actually make it very simple for you before I move forward. Kind of save you don't have to watch the rest of this video if you're familiar with calls and puts in general. A short call is the same thing as selling a call. All right. So I know it's just kind of weird in the world of options. Sometimes it'll be the same thing with two or three or sometimes more different names. But like, I'm going to take a step back again and kind of take this in, right? Shorting a call or a short call is the same thing as selling a call. So kind of going the other side of things. If you buy a call, that's the same thing as a long call. So a long call is the same thing as buying a call. A long put is the same thing as buying a put. When you hear terms like short call, that's the same thing as selling a call. And when you hear short put, it means selling a put. Very confusing in the world of options, but again, welcome to the world of options where many times you say the same thing 3 or 4 different ways and it sounds confusing. So if that doesn't make sense to you, watch further. I'm going to explain it a little bit more in depth. I'm going to talk more about calls and puts right now and the different terminology. So buying a call or buying a long call is very similar, or it's the same thing as, let's say, longing a stock. You believe that the price of the stock is going to go up. So let's take Disney, for example. If you were to buy shares of Disney back here and you believed that the stock was going to go up, you would have purchased stock or you would have gone long, right? So you would have longed the stock. Now, if you were buying a call, it would be the same thing as long or going long or longing a call. So you would buy a call or long a call, same exact thing in the options world. So again, I'll repeat that. If you're purchasing the stock or going long, you'd buy the stock and you'd be long the stock. If you were trading options, you would buy a call or buy a long call, and you're still long the stock in the options world. Say that 10 times fast, like a tongue twister. Now, if you're taking the other side of things where you're bearish, now if you were going to go bearish on a stock, you can short a stock. So you would go short shares on a stock rather than going long back over here, you would go short. So you would borrow shares from your broker, you would sell higher, and ideally cover your position lower and keep the difference. So if you sold at 117 and you cover down at 110, 117 minus 110, you keep the $7 difference. So it's kind of the same concept with options. It's just, you want to buy low and sell high if you're going long, or you want to sell high and buy back and cover low if you're going short with options. Now, if you're wondering what selling a call or shorting a call or having a short call is, you're taking a bearish side of the market. So again, somebody that's buying a call, they believe that the price of the stock is going to go up. When you're selling a call to somebody, you believe or you want the stock to fall. So it's that constant tug of war between the bulls and the bears, right? One wants the price to go up, one wants the price to go down, and it's that tug of war. So when you're selling a call or you're doing a short call, you're essentially doing the same thing. You're selling a call to somebody else and you want the price to fall and you're collecting the premium, right? So let me show you this in an options chain. Hopefully it'll make more sense to you. Now, right here, we're using TD Ameritrade. I'm just in a simulated account right now. Again, we can't say enough good things about TD Ameritrade, especially if you're new and you're trading options. A great practice platform to use. You'll see on the left call side, right are the puts, right? So calls on the left side, puts are on the right. And again, give a review. Repetition is the key. I say it over and over. You'll hear me say many times the same thing over and over in my videos because, again, with options, lots of moving parts, and it takes a while to really connect with things. So you'll see these purple areas right here are in the money. The black areas are out of the money. And on the put side over here, just kind of flipped upside down. Purple areas are over here for in the money. Black areas out of the money. And then you'll see this probability of in the money. This is the probability of being a buyer of that stock being in the money or in profit. So the deeper in the money you go, the higher price the premiums are because there's more likely of a chance of success. That's as a buyer. If you're an option seller and you take the other side of things, you'll see you would just flip this number, right? So if you sell an option to somebody out of the money and you're down in this area, the buyer has, let's say, a 21% chance of being in the money, which means you have at least an 80%, close to 80% chance of that decaying asset expiring worthless and you collect a premium. So the buyer is paying this premium to the seller. So if you're the seller, you're collecting the premium. If you're the buyer, you're buying this premium for the right to purchase these options contracts at a specific expiration date, right? So if you're selling a call to somebody, you would come over to this side and pick a strategy, right? Now, ideally, you want to know support and resistance. There's strategies where you can trade options and you can trade them specifically just on percentages, on trading, 70% selling options with a 70%, success ratio and adjusting along the way. And that strategy works. However, if you do it without knowing support and resistance, it could be more of a struggle that way. But if you know support and resistance, you can kind of put your odds more in your favor because then you can get better entries without having to go with the yo-yos of the stock moving up and down. Now, I want to be very clear with selling options and being an option seller. There's lots of risk that comes with that. Being, just selling an option naked, not being in a spread, right? So the odds are more in your favor when you're selling in these areas, but, if the stock flips and reverses and goes the other way, so you're selling a call, which means you believe that the stock is going to go down. If it flips and reverses and goes up and really explodes, your risk becomes kind of undefined because the stock could go up to infinity. So you got to be very careful. I'm not saying it will, but you got to be very careful just selling, naked options. Absolutely make sure you know support and resistance first. So again, selling a call or buying a short call, you would just go over here and you would pick whatever strike price you're looking to do, right? So if you were to, let's look at this one right here, 114 strike price. If you were to buy that call, right, you would right click, buy single, and you would be buying the call, right, which is not what we want to do in this video. I'm going to show you how to short call, buy a short call or sell a call. All you would do is right click and click sell single, and now you're selling a call or a short call. I know, confusing. Even as I say it, I'm just like, what the heck? Why do they say the same thing? Well, it is what it is. Kind of like when you're shorting a stock, you're selling it, so you're going short. So at this point, I'm just going to place the trade. I don't care if it makes money. I'm just in a virtual account just to show you for purposes of this video. Confirm and send. Make sure you always check your dialog box. You will see right here, I'm paying $63, so it's $63 to enter into this trade. So I'm collecting, the most I can collect on this trade if it completely goes my way is $63. But you can see the max loss is infinite because, Disney could go up to who knows what, right? So again, just be aware of that the odds are in your favor being an option seller. However, there is a lot more risk just, selling options blind without being in spreads. There are times and a place, there is a time and a place to do it. Just be aware of the risk that you're taking on. When you press send, obviously my order is going to go through a lot quicker because I'm in a virtual account. So now I want to go over to the monitor tab. You'll see I made some videos earlier today just to go into our options course, just some practice trades to show you how to get in and out of trades. But you'll see Disney right over here. If I click on it, you'll see I am -1, right? Because I did a short call or I sold a call, same thing. So -1 position, right? And now what I'm going to do is show you how to buy it back and be back to kind of even, right? So don't get nervous when you see negative like this. It's kind of like the same concept of shorting a stock. You're -100 shares, you're buying them back, that 100 shares, then you're back to 0. So you're -1 contract here. Then what you're going to do is right click, create closing order, buy it back. So we sold it earlier, so -1. Now we're going to go +1, place the order. Again, make sure you always confirm what you're doing. Press send. And at this point, I should be back to 0. And you'll see right here. Obviously, didn't care about making money on the trade, but you'll see, there you go. That's how you would do a short call or sell a call. Again, welcome to the world of options, of calling things the same thing. Just gets very confusing. So if you need more help, make sure that you take our options course over on our website at bullishbears.com. The link will be below. And as always, if you like this video, we'd greatly appreciate it if you like it, share it, and feel free to comment if you have any questions. So hopefully this video helped you, and we will see you in our community. Enjoy.